is around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today, we will be reacting to the huge news that Tottenham Hotspur have mutually agreed to part ways with head coach Antonio Conte. Conte guided Tottenham to a top 4 finish and a return to the Champions League last season after arriving in November, replacing Nuno Espirito Santos. This season went to a little bit of a different path than last season, and it has culminated in the Italian leaving the club for good. The club has confirmed that his assistant manager, Cristian Stellini, will be the acting head coach until the end of the season, with Ryan Mason taking over assistant coach duties. This is a big decision by Levy, but I think we all saw it coming.
Yeah, definitely saw it coming. Conte, he was always going to get either sacked or he was just going to leave at some point. Especially after his comments after we drew 3-3 with rock bottom Southampton in the Premier League. Conte calling the players selfish and this is why we couldn't win a trophy.
Which is all true.
Which is all true. He was speaking facts. But after that, we all knew it was going to come.
Yeah. Obviously, this season has not come of any joy to Conte's life. He's lost 2 very close friends, one former Italian player that was one of his friends, and another in one of the members of the coaching staff, Gianpiero Ventrone at Spurs. He also went through a gallbladder surgery, which is a pretty serious invasive procedure, so obviously that kind of helped. He's been away from his family. His family didn't move with him to London. He only came to London by himself, so that kind of helped his situation. And I think basically what happened to the manager is kind of echoed onto the players. I think he's kind of been a little bit disinterested because of what's happened in his life and kind of just a longing to go back home to Italy, which I think this is a sacking that I think had to be done.
Yeah, it had to be done. I think Conte, if he wasn't going to get sacked, he was just going to leave on his own because of the situation he's in right now. And you could even see him on the touchline. He did not look like himself. Mm-hmm. He did not look like Conte last season. Yeah.
I think this sacking is a lot different to Jose Mourinho's sacking because Mourinho was just outright ridiculous. Like, we were 6 days before a cup final, and it's not like we were not doing well. Let's be honest, in the league we were not doing well. But none of those results was like, he needs to get out right now. It was more like let's wait till the League Cup final and then sack him. But to sack him before final was absolutely criminal from Levy. This one is more understandable. It's just Conte, it just hasn't worked out at Spurs. And I think in the best interest of both parties, I think this is the best decision. But it continues the absolutely terrible, terrible pattern that Spurs have had where we sack a coach after poor results. Then we talk about getting a new coach, attacking, young-minded, and all of that. Struggle and wait to find an actual good coach, and then resort to going to another winning, hardcore winning manager like Mourinho, like Conte, or a manager like Nuno Espirito Santo, who we appointed at the end of the window. And then we get a couple good results. Then we go on a high bounce, and then we start to lose some. Then we lose a lot. Then the manager isn't backed, and then we lose more, and then the manager's sacked, and then it just repeats itself. So it just continues that pattern.
It does, and I think who we should go for now is a more younger manager, not as experienced, someone who can really build a team, not really an experienced trophy winner like Conte or Mourinho will be our best hope, like Julian Nagelsmann and other managers as well. De
Zerbi's one, although I know he's confirmed that he's not really looking to leave Brighton yet. There's a guy up in Scotland, I don't know how to say his last name, but I know his first name is Ante. I think he manages Celtic. He's a good big shout. But I think right now the front runner for Spurs is Julian Nagelsmann. The question is whether he'll still want to come, because there's a lot of interest from Real Madrid right now. But some sources are saying that Real Madrid are more likely to go to Pochettino, which means Tottenham would have higher chances of securing Nagelsmann. But the thing, if we do appoint Nagelsmann, it would be all about making sure we back him. and give him chance, because if we, as fans start collectively saying after like 2 losses, we'll collectively start saying, oh, get him out, he's not a good manager, we need to get him out, we don't like this play style, that's gonna echo onto the chairman, and he's gonna sack, and then we'll be right back into the same puddle again. If you look at Arsenal, I know they're not a very likable club, but if you look at their process with Arteta, they went through probably 2 years of just rock bottom results, relegation tier results. And now look at them. They're flying through the Premier League. So
all a manager needs is time. But with Conte's situation, it's different.
Yeah.
With Conte and Jose, since they're both experienced trophy winners, all they're looking to do is fix the club temporarily, win a trophy, get them back on track, leave, and then get an actual manager for a rebuild, like a long-term manager.
Yeah.
So it's a different case with Conte and Mourinho. But Mourinho could have got the job done for us if he won the Carabao Cup, and then he could have left, and then we could have gotten a good manager who could rebuild our squad.
Yeah, that's very true. As for looking to this season and the way Stellini and Ryan Mason will take the team forward, it's going to be interesting because Stellini mainly was just echoing Conte. For the bulk of the time that he was here, he was getting a lot of his instruction directly from Antonio Conte. I think one thing that'll be to look out for is his charisma on the sidelines. Clearly, when Antonio was gone, I think the players liked Stellini more. He was a lot calmer on the touchline, less controlling, so I think that's going to have a big effect on the way we play.
Stellini also, it's his team now. Conte is not giving him instructions, it's all Stellini.
Mm-hmm.
And only Stellini.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what this rest of this season looks like. We have to secure top 4.
We need to.
Being out of the Champions League, out of the FA Cup, out of the Carabao Cup, this is really our last hope to get any type of result. And I think we have to stay in the Champions League if we want to get Nagelsmann any chance of coming back here. Because if we miss out on Champions League, then I think Kane goes. I think we miss out on a lot of top signings over the summer. And we will just be in the same mess that we were in 3 years ago.
Basuma, Richarlison, they all came to this club because they wanted to play in Champions League. Richarlison and Basuma played at Everton and Brighton, not clubs that got into the Champions League. The whole reason they came to Spurs was to play in the Champions League at the top level.
Yeah. But it's definitely going to be an interesting couple of months with Stellini at the helm. Of course, Conte, I think, we were just in the pit with his form.
Yeah.
In the last couple of matches, so we just have to secure top 4. That's all it is. It's going to be interesting. His team selection, I know we're missing out on Bentancur. We're missing out on Ben Davies right now for 4 to 6 weeks. He's got an hamstring injury.
Which is a huge loss for us because him at left wing back has made all the difference for us. If you look at the difference between our dips and ups in form, our ups in form, like Chelsea, West Ham, those 2 wins, had Ben Davies playing at left wing back, and then us losing to Sheffield United and AC Milan, both of those matches, Ben Davies was not at left wing back, so he was so crucial to us.
Emerson Royale came off the pitch with a knock, so against Brazil. So that not against Brazil. Emerson Royale came off the pitch with a knock while he was playing for Brazil on international break. So that's another dilemma because
I don't think that's a huge problem for us though, because Pedro Porro is in great form.
Yes, but if Emerson was fit, that means we could have put Emerson inverted wingback on the left, Porro on the right. Now we have to put Perisic on the left because Sessegnon is out. Lloris is making his recovery, but obviously is still unavailable. So it's going to be a very, very interesting last couple of months with this squad.
Anything could happen, but we need top 4. Yeah. Newcastle are on our tail. Yeah. Liverpool are on our tail. We missed out on a huge opportunity to get above United and go into 3rd. Yep.
With the draw against Southampton and all those results. But we just have to secure that top 4. But that's it for our reactions to Antonio Conte's sacking, or rather the mutual agreement for Antonio Conte to part ways with Tottenham Hotspur. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button if you want to see more Tottenham content. Comment down below what your reactions are to this decision from Daniel Levy and Tottenham Hotspur. And until next time,
come on, you Spurs!